Hey guys, PrinceofMacedon here. I'm doing this commentary video for a Napoleon Total War online multiplayer battle that I had. This is an Austria versus France battle. I command the Austrians, and my opponent is, his name is RankAndFile, and he commands the French on the other side of this map. This map, by the way, is called the Arid Cliffs, and there's a big thing in the middle, big cliff. Alright, let's go look at my Austrian army first. They're all kind of jumbled up right now. I'll do my best to label them. Here's my general unit. This is Joseph Alwentz, and he's a very famous Austrian commander. He had the distinction of being the first one to defeat Napoleon tactically in a battle. Then I have 3 units of Cav. I have 2 units of Uhlans, and then I have a unit of Cuirassiers. Here's my Cuirassier. Then I have this big hodgepodge of different types of infantry. Right here I have my Hungarian Fusiliers. I have 4 units of Hungarian Fusiliers. Let's go locate my German Fusiliers. Let's see if I can do it. It's gonna be kind of hard, guys. I'm gonna do my best though. Oh boy, I'm having trouble. Well, I'm sure they're here somewhere. But I have 4 units of German Fusiliers, and you can kind of see them right now. Ooh, lag. Whoa. Okay, yeah. 4 units of Grenzers. The Grenzers wear those brown tunics, those brown things, and those will be my skirmish units. They don't have the same range as a Windbusche Jäger, but they do have decent range. What else? I have a unit of the 1st Regiment Emperor's Own. Let's see if I can find these guys. Well, right here is the 47th Czech Regiment. They're right here. These guys. They have some pretty cool uniforms, pure white, just about. And here's my unit of the Emperor's Own. The 1st Regiment Emperor's Own. Where'd they go? Oh my gosh, this is hard. These guys! Those guys, look at that, black boots. Awesome. Alright, so I had trouble with that. I'm getting my guys up on top of this thing here. Let's go look at my opponent's army. He has 1, 2, 3. He has 4 units of Cav. 1 is an elite unit. This is the 7th Regiment of the Chevalier Leger Lancers. Then he has 3 units of Lancers. Those are regular Lancers. Uh-oh, he's starting the fight. That means I can't... I'll show the rest of his units later. I'm going to charge down. Because I'm charging downhill, that should give me some kind of advantage. Even though he outnumbers me here. I have 3 Cav going against his 4. Keep in mind, I do have a Cuirassier unit. So that might help give me the edge here. Let's look at his this elite Lancer unit here. Look at these guys. Those guys look awesome. Alright, so what does he have? He has some skirmishers here. These are the Chasseurs. He has, I believe, 4 units of these Chasseurs. They are running away. They see his own Cav getting mauled by my Cav. I think if we met on level ground, my guys probably would have lost this engagement here. But the fact is, I'm charging downhill, so that's giving me a slight edge. Plus, my general's nearby, so I get the morale bonus. Hey, here goes my infantry. They're finally formed up on this hill. These are my Grenzers. I still have them in close ranks, but I will loosen them up later. But yeah, let's see. He had those 4 units of Lancers. 1 was elite. Then he had those 4 units of Chasseurs. I think 4. Then he has tons of these other infantry types. He has, I guess, 1 unit of the Old Guard. That's an elite unit. He has a unit of the Young Guard as well. Let's see if I can find them. Here's the Young Guard right here. These guys, they're young. And they're guards. That's why they're young guards. He has a unit of the Experimental Howitzer here. He's got... Actually, he has 2 units of young... Hold on, is it 2 units of Young Guards? I don't know. I think... No, hold on. 1 unit of the Young Guard, and then 2 units of National Guard here. The National Guard look kind of ghetto. They were in those old-fashioned outfits. He's got some Fusiliers. 1, 2, 3, 4... Looks like 4 units of Fusiliers. His general unit is Marshal Soult. I don't know how you pronounce that. But here he is. Alright, so that was hard getting all those names out because I just can't look at them and identify them. Except for like Fusiliers and Old Guard. And as for my army, I got this big mess of multinational compositions here. Yeah, the Austrian army, it's very multinational. You have tons of different, you have the Germans, you have Hungarians, and so with the French army actually. You can get like Czech, Swiss. I mean not Czechs. I'm sorry. You know, like you have Swiss, you have French, you have Polish. Yeah, you have a hodgepodge of units. I mean, you could have Czechs, but not in the game. All right, so look at these flattened French horsemen. Some of them are mine, but most of them are his. Alright, I got my skirmishers spread out now. These are my Grenzers. The first part of the action is going to happen on the left flank here. I saw him moving up this side. He's coming up with his Young Guard, his National Guard. Oh, my bad. Oh, 1, 2... No, I was right, yeah. 2 units of National Guard, 1 unit of the Young Guard. Then he has these Chasseurs coming up. So they're his version of the skirmishers. So it's kind of interesting. I don't think we used the best skirmishers. I mean, not the longest range skirmishers anyways. It's kind of interesting. Alright, my opponent's bringing up his Chasseurs on this side. So he has 3 Chasseurs here, and I have 3 Grenzers over here. Wait, is there 3? Yeah, 3 over here. And I peeled off a Grenzer unit over here when I saw his Chasseurs coming this way. So we're exchanging fire right now. Pretty sweet action so far. But yeah, I'm getting pounded right now by some artillery pieces. You can tell that's his experimental howitzers firing at me. These guys. Guess they're experimenting on me. I feel like a guinea pig. Alright, so I'm still plucking away with my Grenzers. I'm slashing at his guys as they form up for battle. He's gonna come forward though. Plus he has his Chasseurs back here, but they are out of position. He probably could just put these guys in front of his National Guard if he wanted to. But he's gonna go for a flanking action though. Now he's gonna move up here so he can get in range of my guys. Not a good idea with National Guard though. I'm so sorry. He had 2 units of Young Guards and 1 unit of National Guard. My bad. Yeah, it's hard to see because they're all clumped together. Oh well. Pretty cool. Yeah, I decided to withdraw my my Grenzers to my extreme left. Since his guys are in range of my regular infantry, I decided just to get my guys out of the way. If I can't use my range advantage, there's no point in keeping them there. For some reason my guys are just walking into position. At the same time they're getting shot by these Chasseurs. Well, I was, but now he moved his Chasseurs up a little bit. That'll give me enough time to position my Grenzers and start taking shots at these guys. So let's watch my Grenzers shoot these guys down. Well. Alright, so I guess I'm being shot at. What's going on here? There is... Oh, here goes my cav. Yeah, I sent my remaining cav to slash at his Chasseurs. I forgot about that. Remember my cav got depleted when I took down his cav at the beginning? Granted, his cav still exists in pretty good numbers. He just retreated from my cav. Whereas my cav's actually depleted. Look at that guy! Whoa! I almost died there, it looks like. I think we almost died there, all of us, because of that flying Frenchman who almost ran into the cameraman. That would have been tragic. Alright, so I have routed one of his Young Guards, so score. And there's no doubt that his other Young Guard's about to break too. See their morale sagging. And of course, the National Guard, they have poor morale to begin with. And then his Chasseurs are in very poor position. So you can see tactically, I'm going to win this fight on the left flank. What's going on over here? Looks like my Grenzers are trading blows with his Chasseurs over here. It says his guys are winning here, but I don't think they are. Actually, it says my guys are winning too, so we can't both be winning. So obviously one of us is actually losing. Alright, so I managed to rout another one of his units. So I routed 2 of his Young Guards. And his Chasseurs are withdrawing. At least they're not routing. And then of course his National Guards are routing as well. They're not routing, they're actually withdrawing too. So basically his
Sir, our general is under attack.
Alright, my general's under attack. He's over here. So my opponent started targeting my general with his experimental howitzers. And that was kind of sad. I lost my general here. Joseph Alwintz. He's going bye-bye. With I'm not sure how many shots he took at my general, but his howitzers succeeded. So, but on my left flank, I'm driving out his flank attack here, which leaves his flank right here vulnerable to my flank attack. So these guys are going to withdraw, and they can't really stand their ground. If they do, they'll die. So he's kind of screwed on this flank. He could have started to peel back some of these units to reinforce his flank. Alright, of course, at the beginning of the battle, I ran all my troops here. That's how I gained this huge positional advantage over my opponent. But right now, my guys are very tired from all that running. Alright, so my opponent decided to stand his ground right here because he saw my flank attack coming, and he knew that if he kept withdrawing, then I would just drive in on his flank. So he's going to start standing his ground, but it won't make a difference. I drove out his chasseurs just now. They're routing. And obviously, his National Guard won't do any better. National Guard, these are just like crap units. They're kind of like levy pikemen, I guess, if you're a Rome Total War player. Actually, they'd probably be more like militia hoplites. That's how bad they are. But they're going to try to stand their ground. And meanwhile, my opponent repositioned his chasseurs, and I repositioned my Grenzers to get the most out of this opportunity to shoot down his skirmishers. So the action's widespread. These guys are here just for the fun of it. These are my German Fusiliers. Yeah, I didn't show you a close-up of my German Fusiliers, but this is what they look like up close. Pretty cool looking. And as for my opponent's cav, remember how they withdrew at the beginning? When I charge at them? Look, they're still pretty healthy. One's down to 18, another's down to 21, another one's down to 23, and another one's down to 14. So his cav's pretty healthy, actually. They might have lost the initial horse engagement, but at least they survived. My cav is down to 12 and 11, and that's all I have. Alright, now I'm getting shot at by his experimental howitzers, but I just routed his National Guard. As I said, those guys weren't going to last very long to begin with, because they're really just crap units. And look at this. This leaves his flank vulnerable to my flank attack here. And since his guys withdrew, I took all my cav, which wasn't much, and I'm going to slash into his artillery. So first into combat are my Uhlans, followed by my cuirassiers. And these French artillerymen are not going to last too long. They are going goodbye. Look how calm this guy is. That is what you call discipline. When your friends are getting murdered and you can just calmly walk away from the fight like that. Alright, so since that flank has caved in, my opponent's going to withdraw his army. Because he was content, you know, trading fire from the front down here. But since his flank's pretty much gone, now he's going to withdraw and form a new line farther back, whatever. And I'm just going to reposition my Grenzers once more. And we're kind of just harassing his army as they retreat. And I'm going to keep the pressure up by rushing my Grenzers forward. So look at this. Now his cav's in range of my Grenzers. Pretty sweet action, I gotta say. Alright, Grenzers, do your damage. We're gonna blast away at these horsemen. And they do not like being shot. By the way, you see these those shakos that those elite lancers are wearing? They're actually one of the most prized like items you can find. I mean, if you're trying to look for something like that, those are really very, very sought after. These shakos, they have like four corners on their heads, 4 little point things, whatever. Yeah, try to find them on the market. You'll have a hard time. And if you do find them, they'll be really expensive. Much more expensive than any other kind of shako. Alright, so these guys, these are his National Guard. They actually came back from routing. And you see how low his morale is? When I saw that, I decided to take my horsemen these guys, my Uhlans and my cuirassiers, and I decided to charge after his National Guard before they united with the rest of his army. That was my plan, and we're going to see them go into action here. I'm just waiting for them to charge. Should I prod them? Here. Giddy up! Giddy up! There we go. That was some good timing, actually. So here comes my cav. They're still intact. I mean, not much, but they're still here. I need to give them something to do. And we are going to go after these National Guardsmen. I'm going to charge after these weekend warriors here. And they get a few shots at my guys. But that's all they do. They might take a few shots at me, but I'm going to kill them completely. Oh, they are history. Hey, these guys also wear the four-pointed shakos. After the battle, they can sell their hats on eBay or something. Make some money. Order Shogun 2 Total War, perhaps. Alright, so look at my opponent. He's withdrawing even farther back now. And he left his Chasseurs to cover his retreat, and my Grenzers are right there. And we're going to scare those Chasseurs away. So there they go. Whoa, those guys can really run. Not really a compliment, though. Alright, so yeah, I just dispatched his National Guard. And now we got my cav down here. And they can't really do very much anymore, but I'm still going to leave them on the battlefield just to threaten and harass if I can. Here's my opponent's general. Marshal Solt, or however you pronounce it. He's still alive. He's got a cool looking headgear there. Alright, so I'm rushing down again, and you see my opponent's withdrawn even farther back now. And once again his Chasseurs cover his retreat. Oh, look at this, I didn't show these guys. This is the 6th Regiment Infantry Légère. They are elite skirmishers, I suppose. They've got this cav, they're withdrawing, so my opponent is fighting this delaying action now. And every time he scoots back, I scoot forward. Like, I'm going to totally keep moving forward. I'm going to dominate any type of, like, any territory he gives away to me, I'm going to secure it. So I'm slowly wrapping around him like a boa constrictor. Like, he's running out of spots here. Look, he's almost at the beach here. And you can't even get that far because of the boundary. So now he tried to reposition his skirmishers to my flanks. That was a better idea, I suppose. As opposed to just running completely backwards. Alright, now he's moving up his Fusiliers and his Old Guard. His Old Guard's right here. And he's got his Chasseurs hanging out. Alright, so I guess this is his counterattack, I suppose. And as he comes down, I'm moving my left flank here down to his right flank. So I'm going to take advantage of the fact that I blew away his flank at the beginning of the battle. Alright, so now I moved up these guys. Oh, look at this mistake I made here. Look at that. My Grenzers are probably shooting my own guys right now. That was a little micro mistake, and I just noticed it in the replay.
Our men are running, sir.
Ooh, one of my guys is running? Who is it? I don't even see him. Anyways. Now my opponent sees my flank coming in. See this? He sees these guys coming in. So now he's going to withdraw once again, further back. Let me see which unit was routing. Those are my Grenzers. I can't believe I didn't notice this. I'm shooting into the backs of my German... Actually, these are my Czech regiment. And finally, I repositioned my Grenzers. That was kind of dumb. Oh well. Alright. So now my opponent's, he's retreating back and he's squeezing himself inward. And I got my cav here. I put my cav here just so that my opponent sees them, and if he sees them, then he can't ignore them. And sometimes it's just a presence of a unit that's more threatening than actually utilizing them in battle. Alright, so I'm moving down again, and once again my opponent's moving backwards. So this is why they train, so they could, nah, never mind. So yeah, I'm moving my guys further down. I've got my Grenzers once more harassing his guys, and once again my opponent's making some weird retro movements here. Looks like he's going to position his chasseurs so he can slow down my left flank attack. And once more I move up my Grenzers to harass his guys. This time they're completely out of position. Look at this, they're just moving, and I'll be able to shoot them from the flanks. Now my opponent's going to charge his cav. Now's my opponent's grand counterattack, and I immediately go into a square. And people keep wondering why square is so effective. Well, it's effective against cav. And that was actually a historical tactic. Like, infantry would form into a square, and the horses would have a hard time because horses do not want to charge into something like that. You know, they have eyes, they can see. They'd rather not charge. So they'd usually just stop right in front of the bayonets, and then the people in the square can just shoot down the riders, or shoot the horse even, whatever. Alright, so my opponent's out of options. He's gonna stop withdrawing, and now he's gonna fight me.
One of our units has used all its ammunition, sir.
Let's see, which unit used all its ammunition? It's one of these guys. My opponent's on my wing here, and they're all routing, except for this unit here. Those are his lancers, regular lancers. And look at this, guys. I'm coming down his flanks. Here goes my cav. I'm gonna smack into his chasseurs. Whoa, those guys are flying. That's awesome. And I got these guys right here. These guys are like completely gunning these guys down. Like, watch these guys fall. These are his Fusiliers. They're being shot from the front and from the flanks.
Our men are running, sir.
And one of my units is running. This guy. These are my actually, that's my elite unit. That sucks. This is my elite 47th Czech Regiment. How dare they? So yeah, we're still trading fire, and looks like my Grenzers are running too. And look at this, my opponent's gonna try to save his chasseurs using his Marshal. And when I see his Marshal come, I decided to charge and attack his Marshal. Let's see if he goes down. Come on, bring it, Marshal. Huh? That's kind of funny. You see a lot of my units routing in the back. Alright, so his cav's making a difference. So I'm going to throw in a unit of Hungarian Fusiliers into the mix. And I want to take down his general here. Or his marshal. Let's watch his action. Sweet action, guys. Oh, he's going to fall, I think. Oh, I was watching the wrong guy, wasn't I? My bad. Sorry guys, I was watching the wrong guy, so we missed his marshal getting killed. But let's watch this action here. Yeah, I completely smashed those guys on the flank. And now my opponent's going to make this last minute charge here. But his guys won't even make it. My guys are just going to pour this heavy volley of fire at those guys. So his guy's gonna retreat. And here comes this old guard. They make the last stand. And now they rout. And that's all of his army routing. Even his cav ran away. So that's a victory. Let's see. I killed 752 of his guys and had 542 losses. RankAndFile killed 518 of my guys, and he had 788 losses. So a good game to RankAndFile. Hope you guys enjoyed this battle on the Arid Cliffs.